What's going on, guys? Haxa here with another episode of Skul the Hero Slayer, and today, I was asked recently in a comment to do a run where I explain thoroughly, my thought process and what I'm doing when I'm making the decisions I am to I guess help a newer player figure out how a veteran thinks. I have close to 3,000 hours in this game, so I know a thing or two about it. And I think that sounds fun and interesting. So I think that's what I'm going to try and do today. If, I at times forget to explain my thought process, I apologize. I'll try to remember. The thing about the way I play this game is a lot of it's very habitual. So, when I'm looking through shops and stuff, I automatically know what to take and what to do. But I'm going to make a conscious effort today to explain my thought process. So if you're a new player and you want to understand how someone like me builds runs and plays them, this will be a good video for you. So we'll start with our Skul choice, and it's actually pretty important. In Act 1, in the early game really, it's important to have two Skuls who have AoE damaging swaps that you can swap between, because this makes getting out of the early game when you don't really have a lot of damage or resources or anything like that, it makes it a lot easier. So certain characters like Pikeman, for instance, who we'll actually take today for the start here, are very, very good. And also, I want to point out, you saw me swap my ability here. This is a mod. This is not something that you have access to at any point if you don't have the mod for it. This is just for ease, as a content creator, so I don't have to restart every single time to pick up a Skul so I get the ability I want. I just have this here to help smooth things over. And really, like I said, it's all about the swap here, so regardless, your ability doesn't matter as much. So get a nice AoE swapper. Pikeman has a really, really good swap for this, because as you see him swap there, he just dashes forward very quickly, deals damage, and then is immediately mobile again and can start attacking. So stuff like that's pretty important to consider in the early game. Monkey's a good character for it. Thief's a good character for it, though his swap's a little more awkward since he swaps backwards. But if you time it correctly, you can use it the same way you would use any other swap. Werewolf is the best character for the early game. Very good new player Skul. I'm not going to be taking him here though, because I've played Werewolf a lot recently. None of these guys are very good for it. And also I have the rares here. Not everyone's going to have access to the rares because it's something you get later in the Dark Mirror. But Minotaur is the best Skul for this. If you're looking for an early AoE swapper, and we'll actually grab him here. Get Bludgeon, which is my favorite skill for him. Good God, bro. Jeez, there it is. Yeah, this Minotaur has an incredible swap for the early game. It's just a gigantic blast of damage, and he has the little dust under him, which also deals damage. Just really, really powerful in the early game. And as for item choice, you guys see me take it all the time, but the main item you always want to take if you're going for the best possible results is Carleon Medallion, or Insignia, because this item has treasure on it, which is one of the important Russia immediately inscriptions, and also generates 30 gold per Carleon item you have upon changing maps. So with that, you also take one of the basic Carleon damaging items, like a staff or sword, depending on your Skuls, if they're magical or physical. And we have two physical Skuls, which makes it really simple. We take the sword here, and then we immediately go down and get our run started. And another thing that immediately pops into my mind when I'm starting a run is if I'm on a run with a high amount of doors that I get to go into across the run, or a low amount of doors. And you'll hear me say this pretty much every single episode. And it's very important to know these kinds of things just so you know what you're getting yourself into. And it's not something a lot of players, especially newer players, and really anyone who doesn't watch me, I think I'm the only person who emphasizes this. It's not something a lot of people think about. The amount of doors you go into on a Skul run is not the same every run. Sometimes you go into more and sometimes you go into less. And you can know right out the gate how many doors are going to go into based on how many doors, and it's not an exact math, but it's you can know if you're going to go into a high amount or a low amount based on how many doors you go into before you get to the first shop. And this is Dark Mirror advice only. This does not apply to normal mode. But if you go into 3 doors before you get to the first shop, you're going into less doors across your run. And if you go into 4, you're going into more. And it's pretty damn consistent. So that's another thing you can know. And it's important to know these things so you can understand if you're going to have more access to resources or less access to resources across the run. So if you go into less doors, that means less enemies you can kill, less opportunities to go into item and skull rooms, and you'll have less money in shops as well. And generally, it's just like one of the worst things that can happen to any skull run is to get a low roll door run, but it does not mean your run is doomed, because you can overcome low roll door runs with treasure 4 and also gold % gain. So items like, you know, a gold incense burner and golden whip and stuff, like items that have like gain X% more gold, you know, whenever you gain gold. So items like that are really good on low roll door runs. And also I have it chosen in an item here just so I can explain my thought process here. We have an omen here, Soul Killer. Pretty good omen, actually. And it wouldn't even be bad on pikemen. And I might actually take it. I'm kind of looking more at the offensive wheel, though, because I'm already doing swap-based things, at least at the start. And I'm just a wheel enjoyer. I love the wheel. Good inscriptions, good. It gives you damage. Swapping is already something I do a lot as a player. But Soul Killer is a more archetype-defining item, so I'm going to take this. And we'll probably use pikemen a lot more in Act 1, Part 1 going forward. But also, obviously, omens are very dangerous, and you shouldn't really take them if you're a new player, unless it's like, and there are really good omens that are even good on new players, like Idol of the Forgotten is just like an incredibly powerful item, but like omens are still very dangerous, and you should be careful if you're new in taking them. And as you saw, their Soul Killer helped a lot in this room. Like, it's quite powerful. But, and also, this is the third room, and as you can see, there is not a shop here, so we have a high roll door count on this run, which is great. Makes things easier for me. And that's like all the really early game stuff explained. Once we get to the shop, I'll have a lot more to talk about. But, for now, we're kind of chilling. Let me make sure I don't get destroyed by Conductor. Conductor's a very dangerous dark ability that you have to be cautious of whenever it appears. If you're not, it'll fuck you up hard. And as you can see, Minotaur, like, he's way worse with Soul Killer, but it's still like an item he can make use of. But just not the best item with him. And as for this item, I'm not going to explain every item I choose in depth. At least, you know, I don't think that'd be a good idea. We'll see. Maybe I'll commit to it. But here, I really only have two choices. I can invest in Fulgent Dawn potentially, or I can build towards my Courage. And both are valid, but I think I'm going to take Attendance Pauldrons because it's more immediately helpful. And really, I guess that's what it comes down to. It's just more immediately helpful. Now we also have... Oh, Veiled Mask. No thanks. Yeah, I'm not choosing Veiled Mask. The first thing you do in this shop is you buy treasure on the pedestal here if you have access to the pedestals, because having treasure early is very, very, very good. And honestly, we're going to be kind of looking for treasure up here also, or gold % gain. Really, I guess they're both the same since all gold % gain is on treasure items. No, 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 no. Wow. Okay, actually. Oh, hey there. Oh, look at that. Crown of Thorns. All right, now we can talk about archetypes, as I call them. Archetypes are the most important thing to understand in Skul the Hero Slayer. Is there are items that synergize with each other, and at the core of every good Skul build is a central strategy that synergizes well. One of the strongest, not even one of the strongest archetype in Skul the Hero Slayer is crit items, which is items that when you deal damage and it's a critical hit, the item also deals damage. There's several of these in the game, and they're all extremely powerful, Crown of Thorns being one of the strongest. And we just got it right out the gate, which is pretty, I would say, it's going to decide a lot. We're probably doing crit items, and normally, or I guess not, I like crit items, I want to make that clear, but I play them a lot because, like I said, they are the strongest archetype and they are the most consistent archetype, which can get a little old, but I think for a video where I'm, you know, oh my god, dude, my mouse is so busted, I'm gonna have to buy a new mouse soon. In fact, actually, you know what, This might fuck me up a little bit throughout this run, but I'm gonna have to change my control to mouse, to rather than being at middle click, I'm gonna have to change it to scroll, because my middle click is just busted right now, and it's gonna like kill me if I don't do something about it. It's gonna, it might kill me anyway though, because like I'm so used to middle click that like if I'm in a pinch and I'm trying to swap, I might screw up and, you know, middle click instead of scroll wheeling, but we'll see. We'll just have to cross that bridge when we get there. Did I already loot him? I don't think I did. I did actually. Okay. Well, that was a nice and simple fight. Sorry I started ranting about my mouse button there when I'm trying to be descriptive, but it's bugging the hell out of me. It's really annoying. But it is what it is, you know. What are you gonna do? Awaken our pikeman here. Non-committal, but honestly a little committal, because like pikeman is pretty good with what we have going so far. He's also just a nice character to demonstrate for new players, because he's very easy to build and very consistent. There's not too much to talk about right now in terms of you know, like describing to you guys what my run is going to end up looking like, because like we're just kind of going through the motions. We already have a decent strategy going. The run's going in a nice direction, and we are high rolling our doors, so like I'm pretty happy right now. This is like my ideal big start to a Skul run. Even the crit item on top of it all, making making things even easier. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really liking what we got going so far. And if I can get some gold percent gain and get treasure 4, then we'll be really happy. And another thing I guess I can talk about when it comes to door counts right now is, as you see, we got out of the adventurer fight and then got to the shop pretty quickly. And you might be thinking to yourself, you said this is a high roll door run. Why did you get to the shop so quickly? And that's actually because doors can either be on the front end of a shop, where it's like you get out of the adventurer fight and then you go into many doors and then get to the shop. Or they can be on the back end of a shop, where it's like, now we're going to leave the shop and we're probably going to go into like 3 doors before you get to Yggdrasil. So it's even, ooh, and also a treasure box. Okay, that's pretty nice. So like even with the already door count RNG existing, like it can still, you know, like the doors can be on the front end or the back end of a shop, which can be a little annoying. And even with what I've been saying here, there are instances where a high roll door can feel like a low roll door run, because and also we got treasure 4 and gold percent gain there. Even with, you know, I say high and low roll, there can be in betweens as well, where it's like you can get like a technical high roll door run, but it's like barely a high roll door run. And same with like low roll, where it's like you low roll your doors, but you're still going a fair amount of them. So it's not an exact science, but it's a pretty fucking exact science. Also, I guess I'm deleting this, because we're trying to awaken our crown of thorns so we can get a bloody crown of thorns. So that's, you know, sorry, I've been kind of buying items without describing what I was doing. I bought the hunter's boots because they're good on pikemen. You know, you dash and something happens, and that's good on pikemen. And I bought this because it's courage and also masterpiece. And this is a masterpiece item that, you know, the masterpiece inscription, whenever you get 5 masterpiece, it transforms the items you have into new items. We're trying to transform this into something better, which is an insane statement to say when it comes to crown of thorns, that it could be better than it already is. But it turns out that is true. It can be better than it is, and it can get really good, actually. Already one of the best items in the entire game, becoming way better. Go figure. And also we have potential basic attack item archetype. Like we can do like a crit item run combined with a basic attack item run on this build so far with the Soul Killer. And pikeman's pretty damn good at casting basic attacks. He has one of the fastest in-air attacks in the game, which makes him a particularly good user of Soul Killer. Which, I don't know how long the Soul Killer is going to be a part of this run. If it starts looking like it's like killing me, then I'll probably swap it off. But, you know, so far so good. I'm not concerned about it being on this run. We're not interested in that item. But we're already starting to get a lot of value from our treasure for it, and hopefully that kind of shows you as a new player if you don't understand. And look how many doors I've gone in on the back end of this shop, for the record, just to demonstrate what I was saying earlier. If you're a new player and you don't understand the value of Treasure 4, hopefully you're seeing it. Also, Spokesman of the Mist, this is a part where I have to also disclaim I have mods that fix this NPC. This NPC normally cannot give you physical or magic amplification. Almost like there is a very slim chance that Spokesman of the Mist can give you, I believe, magic amplification in the Dark Mirror. But in the Dark Mirror, this NPC is broken. I have a mod that fixes him. He can give me physical and magic amp perfectly fine here. Max HP, you know, boring, but not unhappy to see it. We'll take our max HP all the way to the bank. Oh, see, that's what I like to see. Bone shards from Treasure 4. That's why we love Treasure 4, even on high roll door runs. I want my resources as soon as possible. Alright, here's the Yggdrasil door. And this run is off to a good start. Water Skull wouldn't even be bad here, but it's Rising Tide, and that ability is terrible. So with Water Skull, you're looking for like Tornado, Dive, or Lake of the Spirit, something like that. I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't remember all the ability names super well. That's like my Achilles heel in this game, is remembering the ability names. Minotaur, get out there, show him what's what. Still getting used to the scroll wheel swap. Hopefully it doesn't screw me up in Act 4 when it really matters. Also, something I always talk about here, and it's really not that important, but it's just like I'm an impatient player. I like avoiding the Yggdrasil ult here. It's kind of my goal in all Yiggy fights, is like stopping him from using his ultimate attack where he like launches the orbs. And that's just because I find that attack to be very slow and time consuming, and I don't want to give him that satisfaction. And thankfully we easily stopped him today, so nothing gained for you, Yggdrasil. Maybe tomorrow. And the wheel comes back, and also the Lunar Ring. And a Courage Dizziness Princess box, which is not terrible. However, I am probably going to take the Lunar Ring, because this could definitely be a mixed damage run, and I guess this is the point where I explain mixed damage. When it comes to archetypes in Skul, a lot of the archetypes you'll see me play are item damage archetypes, and something important to understand as a player of this game is there are different damage types in Skul the Hero Slayer, and the most important thing to understand is Skul damage, which is like skills, basic attacks, the like, does not equal item damage. Item damage is its own category, and the reason I'm explaining this is a lot of new players, and really a lot of players across the board in Skul the Hero Slayer, get hung up on, I'm playing a physical Skul, so all of the items I have must be physical damage because his skills deal physical damage. So I guess that means the items I take also have to deal physical damage. And that's not true. You can take items that deal magic damage on runs where you have physical damaging skulls. And when it comes to archetypes like crit items, not only should you take mixed damage, it's like if you're not, you're doing it wrong 90% of the time. So picking up the Lunar Ring on a run like this, despite the run very clearly leaning in a physical direction, is smart because obviously Fulgent Dawn is good. I don't think I need to tell people that Fulgent Dawn is good. But more importantly, if we get Invisible Knife, our Fulgent Dawn will empower our Invisible Knife and make it better. And we also are getting very lucky here with the curses already. Now, the unfortunate part is, if I want to die on purpose, which is another thing I'll explain, I have to take this Last Resistance, which will eat into my Ambition power, but that's fine. Dying on purpose is still worth it, and I guess this is the point where I explain dying on purpose. Now, there's obviously the heal that you have from Witch, which is Reassembly. This is the most important heal in the game. Never lose Reassembly on purpose, unless you're insane, which I guess you can if you want, like whatever. Some players will, and that's valid, I guess, if you know what you're doing. But if you're a new player, hold on to your Reassembly as much as possible. But if you're at the point in the Dark Mirror where you have Last Resistance, something I do every run is I'll die on purpose at least at some point during the run, and that's because there's certain items in the game that activate after you die at least once. And it doesn't mean you have to lose your reassembly, you just have to die with any death defiance. Last Resistance is the easiest accessible one, but there's obviously like Torn Voodoo Doll. There's like the Fulgent Dawn, the Sun and Moon Omens that also give you death defiance. And then there's, you know, did I say Torn Voodoo Doll? I think I did. Last Resistance is the most easily accessible one though, and that's the one I take almost every run. And we will be taking it here. And my usual point of where I choose to die on purpose is Lyiana Sisters, because you get a heal right after you fight them. It's just the most convenient time. The items that activate when you die on purpose are Olive Tree Cudgel, which is a DLC item. If you don't have the DLC, you won't be able to get Olive Tree Cudgel. Howling Egg, which is the Wisdom Omen, and Irresistible Suggestion, which is the Courage Omen. And all of these items are very powerful and worth dying on purpose for. If you don't play with omens, though, I guess you could... Hey, hang on. We'll talk about this in a minute. If you don't play with omens, you could maybe not die on purpose, because then that only leaves Olive Tree Cudgel, and, you know, that's only one item in the game. Anyway, Cup of Longing, the Masterpiece Omen, shows up on this run. And since we're already building towards Masterpiece, that's freaking tempting as hell. And it's not even just tempting, I'm going to take it. Now the question is, do I get rid of the Soul Killer? Because going Omen 2 is pretty dangerous. And this is a run where I definitely want to make it far, so I can continue explaining my thought process to new viewers. So we're just going to get rid of Soul Killer as much as it sucks. We'll live, you know. More important than having like Soul Killer and having it be a powerful asset to the run is making this run go as long as possible. So I'm going to play it a little safer than I normally would. I think normally there I would probably keep Soul Killer, but either way, we're at Masterpiece 4 now, so we're well on our way to awakening this. And also, let me show what this Masterpiece Omen does. Physical attack increases by 40% for each Masterpiece inscription in possession, but once it awakens, it does more. I actually should have waited until it awakens to show it, but whatever. What are you going to do? We'll actually take this, get rid of the Carleon Insignia, because even though this is going to be a Giga physical damage run, with it being crit items, I still would like to have Invisible Knife, and having Magical Investment would be nice regardless, so we're going to keep that train going. I'll go ahead and buy that, whatever. We're looking for Invisible Knife and Masterpiece. I hope I didn't pass Masterpiece because I was a little stun locked on Invisible Knife. Masterpiece is more important, actually, so I don't think we're going to get lucky here. Unfortunate, but that's not too big of a deal. We'll just get lucky later, right? Either way, we're off to an incredible start here, and this run's looking pretty sweet. Oh, dude, we're getting really lucky with the bone shards. Don't do it! Nice try, bozo. Alright, easy does it, dude. I'm still going to take Skull Rooms, and I guess this is the part where I should explain my door prioritization. And this is just me. Like, you can, if you don't play the way I do, you can maybe prioritize item rooms a little more. But for me, excuse me, I build 2 skulls to legendary every single run, and I swap between them often. I guess there's occasional runs where I don't build a second skull to legendary, but they're rare. So whenever I get out of Act 1, and I should have explained this in Act 1 actually, but in Act 1 I just take item rooms instead of skull rooms, because you're very likely to get common skulls in Act 1, and those are only worth 5 bone shards plus whatever the room offers you. When you are in high dark mirror, you get extra bone shards. So like for me, it's like the 5 bone shards is just not going to be as worth as like being able to choose between 3 different items. So like in Act 1, I prioritize item rooms above all else, but as soon as I leave Act 1, I immediately start prioritizing skull rooms. So that's like the important thing for me, is getting as many bone shards as possible. And I do recommend building 2 skulls to legendary every run and swapping between them, because swapping is like extremely powerful in Skull the Hero Slayer. But I understand not everyone's gonna want to do that. Just make sure when you like, always prioritize a skull room or a money room or an item room over a money room. Money rooms are just the most useless rooms, and that's not to say they're useless. They're good, but in my humble true opinion, the most important thing is to make sure you have skull shards and then item rooms, because like the thing about money rooms is sure you get like a decent chunk of change, but with item rooms you get to choose between 3 items anyway, so it's like it's basically like a miniature shop. And the reason you get money to begin with is so you can you know, make your shops more powerful. So it's like if you're seeing a little miniature shop whenever you open a treasure chest, then you might as well just take the money room or take the item room, break the item if you don't like it, and get money anyway. So point being, TLDR, skull rooms, item rooms, money rooms. That's the prioritization. And if you play differently than me and you don't like swapping, then I guess you can still, you know, obviously take skull rooms every once in a while, but you can prioritize item rooms a little more if you want. Though my counterpoint to that is, if you know what you're doing in Skull the Hero Slayer, most of the time your run's going to be finished in terms of your items by the time you get to like Act 3. It'll be a little different if you're doing something like Cup of Longing, because you need to buy masterpiece items across the run, so there's a bit more of an argument to be made about prioritizing. Also, let's go ahead and commit to the pikeman here. Prioritizing money and items over bone shards, but even then, I'm still a huge proponent of prioritizing bone shards above all else. Because even then, you have arachno scaling, which is like really important. We'll talk about that when we get there. Forward march is like so dangerous. And yet, here I am. That was really stupid of me. I could have actually fucked up there pretty hard, but I did it. I did the thing. And do I regret it? No, because I'm alive. But don't be stupid like me. Don't forward march in front of Gatling gunners. It's not smart. It's ill-advised. And if you're wondering why I didn't upgrade Minotaur, I'm looking for a bit of a better partner. Not that Minotaur is bad at all. It's just like, I wouldn't mind having a Speed Skull as a partner. Maybe in case we end up going like a Bone of Swiftness or something. We're also a little poor for this shop, unfortunately. Speak of the devil. There is a Speed Skull. A damn fine one, too. Though this is going to be a Giga physical damage run. Do I think he'll cut it? Either way, I think he's probably better than Minotaur, so we'll just take him. Look for Masterpiece real quick. And we'll just go ahead and take this, though, because that's kind of beautiful. Kind of makes me cry a little bit, I won't lie. I would love to have Giga a gold percent gain, but we're just going to get rid of this. Oh, come on, dude. Masterpiece. I mean, I'll accept Forbidden Sword. Also, sorry, I'm getting into the malaise of not explaining things. So, let me think about. I took this because it's like Giga gold percent gain. I said it in the moment, but I should have really lingered on it more. Stone Mask is like the strongest gold percent item in the game. If you ever see it and you're early enough in your run and you're still trying to get items, just take it. It's really good. And I'm taking the Forbidden Sword because it's really good on Pikeman. And it's going to be good on Rockstar too, who I'm going to grab after we finish this. Now, the problem here is, what would I get rid of to make this work? Probably just give up on Fulgent Dawn. Though I could also get rid of this. And here's really the Masterpiece conundrum that you'll often run into when you're trying to build Masterpiece is like, you gotta hold on to some stuff you don't want. Like, I don't want this. But I'm holding on to it for one, courage, and also a Masterpiece more importantly. Like, these 4 items are non-negotiable. This is also non-negotiable. And to keep treasure 4, these are also non-negotiable. So it really only leaves this and this. And this is building towards courage. This is currently building towards nothing. So it's really the only option. We'll go ahead and get rid of our Minotaur there and take this Rockstar. He'll do a lot of good work for us. Despite being a magic skull, as I said, skull damage does not equal item damage, and the Rockstar here will perform adequately with just the crit items guiding his way. Though he will be underpowered compared to our pikemen, and we'll be looking to change that with a little bit of magic damage focus, hopefully. Maybe we'll be able to do it via curse or something. Like if I can get like melanophobia or what else? I guess life change would be great. There's options. And also it's nice to see an item room here. That's a free item room that I don't have to put up against a skull room, because now we can just take that guilt-free. Oh, and something I guess I should mention here, it just happened there. There are some reasons to not swap on certain characters. One of those characters where there's arguments to be made about not swapping, although I can make plenty of counter arguments why you should swap, is Rockstar, because whenever you lay down an amp, which I'll just do here to demonstrate, and then swap, it cuts off the amp. So the amp skill is wasted and it doesn't deal damage, which is annoying. But Rockstar has one of the strongest swaps in the entire game. This stuns. That's OP. So, a counterpoint, he's got one of the strongest swaps in the game. That's where the fake opponent in this great debate goes, I see. What a brilliant observation, Haxa. God, I never thought of it like that. You know what you're doing. Here's the keys to the city. And for some reason, the opponent's the mayor of a fake city. He gives me the keys and names me an honorary hero. And I accept graciously, because I got that dog. Yeah, when you got that dog in you, you got that dog in you. It is what it is. Like, I'm gonna turn it down. Are you crazy? We just gotta be conscious of when we lay down amps, and also like how much is there to be gained from staying in as Rockstar, even if there's an amp, versus just swapping into pikemen and dealing a good amount of damage like that. All right, we're gonna be a little cautious here. I'm not letting a Gatling gunner ruin my day. Not today. As you saw there, there's the stun. Very, very good stuff. And I think this is probably the last room before the Lyiana sisters, which means I got cooked on my bone shards. I don't think this is a skull room, if I remember correctly. Oh, it is. Nice. Never mind then. Now, here's a good crit item skull, but Rockstar is too. And he's a speed skull, which I think makes him win out. But Living Armor with Soul Burn is one of the strongest crit item users in the entire game. But we're just not going to take him here. Nice that I got a natural unique skull, though. So I don't have to build a common or a rare to legendary, because I'm already building the common pikeman to legendary, which is a lot of bone shards. Whereas a unique, you get to save 40 bone shards total, which is nice. And if you remember, I do have to die here on purpose. So, and I guess I should really explain the Lyiana sisters. This is DM10 only, though I think DM8 and DM9 are also pretty punishing. But when it comes to trying to lower the HP of the second phase of the Lyiana sisters, in DM10, it's a very precise affair. Because like if you're familiar with this fight, you know like the Lyiana sisters are like a two-part fight. You kill one sister and then the other one revives stronger. But if you lower the HP of both sisters carefully enough, you can make the second sister revive weaker. But in the Dark Mirror, the amount of HP you have to take away from the phase 1 of the Lyiana sisters is so precise that you pretty much have to practically kill the sister to make her revive at lower HP. So I always talk about riding the merry-go-round here, which is just my like dumb term for like how often I'm like jumping over their attacks and stuff. Just a fun little stupid thing I say. But like I'm definitely going to be riding the merry-go-round here just to demonstrate how to do it. which I'm not doing a great job of that, honestly. I'm getting hit a lot here. But basically, so I have her to this HP value. Believe it or not, the difference between taking her from here and killing her and taking her here and killing her, it's enormous. Like, she's going to revive at much less than she would have if I just simply killed her when she was... And even now, she's going to revive at much less. That's how precise it is in DM10. Now I have to be careful about dashing, because if the long hair sister comes down, which also, I guess, something worth pointing out is the sisters actually do have visual differences, at least in phase 1. This sister has short hair, that sister has long hair. And also they always jump, like the long hair sister is always on the right up here, and the short hair sister is always on the left. So that's like an easy way to tell which sister you need to be attacking and which you need to be leaving alone if you want to, you know, do what I'm doing here. And also, I want to say, if I were to kill the long hair sister here, with the sister being this high of HP, I'm fairly certain she would revive at nearly full HP. So that's just a way to show how precise it is. It's so precise, I'm going to ride the merry-go-round one more time, because I want to get her even lower here. And if we play our cards right here, we can... Ooh, see, be careful. We can get a near half HP phase 2. And I will say this is not for the faint of heart. This is not like a new player friendly strategy. If you're new, you're probably better off just killing. Like, just don't be as min-maxy as I am here. And kill, like, make sure she has like a sliver of HP. You know, like, just do what makes you comfortable. If you're not confident in dodging the attacks of phase 1, then don't, you know, go to the links that I do. I just find phase 2 Lyiana sisters to be disgusting. I hate them. It's like one of the most annoying fights in the game, and it can kill you like so fast without you ever realizing what was even happening. So just something to be aware of. There was something I wanted to say, but I can't quite remember what it was. It was important too. So, god damn it, I forgot. I did that on purpose, because I do want to die here, so I'm just getting myself ready to die. I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say, because it was actually important. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Don't kill them both at the same time. Like, if you think you're being clever and it's like, I'll just skip all of phase 2 by killing them both at the same time. I'm brilliant. The devs never thought of this. Like, I'm the first person to ever think of doing this. The devs thought of it. If you do that, the sister will revive at full HP. Like, they do not want you doing that. So, you know, don't hurt yourself. Just make sure one of them lives with at least a little bit of HP, so you don't waste all your effort and revive them both at full. But that was what, as I like to say, a textbook Lyiana sister. We died and we didn't take an extra point of damage. We're at 50 HP, and we'll eat this orb here and then be completely full. And that, like I said, textbook Lyiana sisters. We're very happy to see that. What I'm not happy to see here is no freaking masterpiece, which is annoying as hell. And I also see the Thief Armor here, which is a really, really good new player-friendly item. It's also a crit item, which is pretty freaking good with what we got going here. I'm really thinking of getting rid of this. I do lose out on Courage, but I don't think we're going to need Courage for the foreseeable future. Like, I'm definitely going to want Courage back later, but we don't need it for now. So I think I'm going to take this Thief Armor for this next portion of the run. Withered Hand is decent. I'm going to hold out for a better curse, though. What I will do here is take one of the strongest dark abilities in the game, and you see me take it all the time. It's called Go-Getter. It's just a staple of every run. Damage dealt to enemies through an attack from an item is amplified by 15, 30, 45. This is the fucking dark ability. I know you get it, like, you get it late in the Dark Mirror, so like a lot of players don't have access to this until late Dark Mirror, but it doesn't matter, because like in early Dark Mirror, the enemies all have like lower HP anyway. If you build a run that looks like this right here, and you're in like Dark Mirror 1, you're going to be shredding enemies anyway. But in late Dark Mirror, Go-Getter is the shit. Now, here's the thing though. We have Ambition, which is a very complex curse, and I probably should have read it when I got it. So I'll read it now. Look, it's so complex that the text touches the fucking like label here. It's ridiculous. Obtain all the following effects based on the amount of core quartz, which is this stuff here. Anyway, let me get back to reading it. Oh, this is way easier to read, actually. Obtain all of the following effects based on the amount of core quartz in your possession. 5 or more increase physical attack and magic attack by 5% per core quartz. So once you get over 5 core quartz, you gain 5% in each direction, depending on how much more you have over 5. 7 or more increase skill cooldown speed by 3% per core quartz. 10 or more reduces max HP by 2 per core quartz. So this is where the negative effect comes in, because every curse hurts you some way. 12 or more amplifies damage dealt to enemies by 2% per core quartz. And this is actually where I can explain increase versus amplification. So increase, which is, these terms matter. Increasing attack is additive, whereas amplifying is multiplicative. So something like courage, for instance, amplifies physical damage by 20%. So this is going to multiply your physical damage. Whereas something like arms, which we have here, is increased physical damage by 45. And these stats work in tandem together. It's important to have both. So you want to have a nice amount of increase, and when you have like a decent stat, like 550, decent physical damage, that's when you want to start thinking about amplifying your physical damage. So that's when inscriptions like courage come into play, and like stuff like Go-Getter, which amplifies your item damage. So it's important to stack both of these stats together to maximize your efficiency. So just always keep that in mind. It's like one of the core aspects of Skul the Hero Slayer. And there's plenty of things in the game that amplify and increase your damage, and it's just a matter of knowing what's what and when to take it and when not to take it. So just, you know, a little pro tip for you. We also upgraded our pikeman there to legendary, which I probably should have remarked on more when I did it, but you know, I did say there would be times where I would forget to be as descriptive as I'd like to be. But upgrading him to legendary is a pretty decent increase for pikeman. Now he's got that dog in him even harder. Pikeman 2. This time he's pissed. We're going to save our money there. That's like the ability swapper NPC, where if we want to change our skills on our skulls, we can. And frankly, I could stand to get a different skill on Rockstar here, but I'm not even necessarily committed to Rockstar. I mostly am, but something could show up that makes me want to play something else, so I'm just holding out. And wasting my money when I really need my money in shops to look for Masterpiece seems smarter to just hold off, let her out. And I guess this is a part where I can explain another min-max I do, where it's like, even if I don't intend on using an NPC, I almost always let them out of their cage, because it removes them from the pool of NPCs that you can see, and can make it easier to see things like the slime, which is like everyone's favorite NPC, or like Spokesman of the Mist. These are the NPCs that everyone wants. And stuff like this are situational. Like, obviously, sometimes you're very happy to see her, but a lot of the times you just want her out of the pool. So yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm being juggled apparently today. It's not something I had on my agenda, but I guess it's happening. I really don't like my HP value right now. We're getting low. Though we're good. We're doing alright. This might be the shop. I was going to say should be, but it might be. Which would be, I guess, fine. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, whatever. We'll take it. Just give me Masterpiece so I can stop lugging around this garbage, please. Bruh. Bruh. I'll take this, though. Bruh. 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 Well, that's fucked up. Alright, game. I see what it is. That's cool, man. I'll remember that. We just gotta carry around some garbage a little longer. Though, actually, what it really comes down to is because we have the Omen. We have to carry around the Masterpiece items a lot longer, because with Masterpiece Omen, you want to have a good amount of Masterpiece the whole time, so you can constantly be transforming your Masterpiece items. Oh, I don't like that. So here's the thing. If I lose reassembly, I'm not happy about it, but it's not the end of the world. Though I also understand for new players, it is more the end. For you guys, it's more the end of the world than it is for someone like me. I trust myself without reassembly, but if you know, you should absolutely protect your reassembly at all costs. So I might lock in here a little bit while still trying to be as explanatory as I can. But I just don't want to lose my reassembly. Like I said, I want to take this run all the way so I can, you know, I've already done a decent job explaining things so far. I don't want to have to start over. Okay, I don't like this. I think I got caught by that guy at the last second there. Yeah, I'm taking a little too much here. I'm not happy about it. If I can get past the adventurers, we'll be okay. Which, no, they're not here yet. Oh my god, bro. What is this? What the fuck, man? Get out of here. You know what? Get out of here. I'm going to take Giga Gold % gain. You forced my hand. We don't even have Invisible Knife yet. And the thing about Invisible Knife is it's like a minimal investment damage item. Sure, it makes our Rockstar better to have some magic investment, but he's still vibing based off the item damage. He's doing fine. I didn't mean to do that, actually, but whatever. It's going to make the adventure fight a little bit harder. That's like my Achilles heel when playing this character, is I'll constantly accidentally activate the band when I don't even mean to. We should have a way better shop in the next area, though, based on the gold % gain we picked up. Okay. As long as we can, don't like that. I gotta get rid of this, like, ASAP. I'm cooked. That is so unfortunate. He's still alive over there, I think. He is. Okay, we didn't lose our reassembly. There's still hope. We can keep it. I'm so scared. Okay, little HP orb. I can play this adventure fight very well and save this. Keeping reassembly, like I said, not the end of the world. I do want it, though. These adventurers are pretty nasty. Like, no priest here, which is, I guess, good because they're not going to be healing as much. But they do have the ninja supporting them, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Here he comes. You can always tell when the you can always tell when the adventure. Okay, there it is. Oh, well, that's fine. Now I can go a little bit more off here. It does suck to lose reassembly, like I said, but I'll let you guys know when I'm worried about the stay of the run, which is not yet. I'm still confident in myself. This is definitely one of the hardest fights in the game, period. Even, you know, like, with the in-game gauntlet existing the way it does. So losing reassembly here is not the end of the world. Now I'm worried about the Act 4 adventurers. Point being, the adventurers suck ass. I hate them. We'll take Succubus here for a little bit of safety, just in case shit hits the wall. Upgrade our Rockstar to Legendary, and here's where I start talking about Arachna scaling, which, you know, these shrines here. What do they mean? What are they good for? So you have here, this is the shrine to the far left. This will increase your damage % in both physical and magic. By 10% per shrine or bone shard you give it, and every time you give a bone shard or you give bone shards to a shrine, it takes 15, and it goes up to 10 stacks, so 150. This is the HP and healing shrine. It will give you max HP and heal you whenever you put 15 towards it. This is the skill cooldown and attack speed shrine, which will give you, as I said, skill cooldown and attack speed, 10% each. This is the most important one by far. It's not even close. Always start with this one almost 90% of your runs. Like, the only archetype I could think where you don't is dash items, which isn't even one of the top archetypes. This is the Bee's Knees Shrine. Skill cooldown, attack speed. The other ones come second. So, just keep that in mind. I trust you to do the right thing. Okay, I'm very scared of this Frieza. Oh! I won't lie. Now I'm a little worried about the run. I'm locking in, so I'm going to be a little less explanatory for a little bit. That's going to help. But I don't want to lose this run. I like the commentary so far, so I want to keep it. Why are you showing up and taunting me, dude? Like, if I didn't have the connection, the force connection to all these stupid masterpiece items, then I could just get rid of them and pick that up. But here we are. Man, that was chaos. Pure chaos. Alright, beautiful. Kind of. I say beautiful, which is just kind of a thing I say. This run is good. It got what it takes. It's just a matter of, will the game stop being a dickhead and give me masterpiece? Come on, game. Chop chop. There we go. All right, beautiful. So here's the thing you gotta understand about masterpiece in shops. And this is a very weird glitch. I almost feel like I shouldn't say this because it's like kind of in the weeds, but I'll say it anyway. Whenever you transform an item in a shop, so we're gonna get 5 transformations here. Whenever it transforms in a shop, for some reason, it's some kind of weird glitch, you get money for it. Whereas if you transform an item in a room, you don't. And this is important for the Masterpiece Omen in particular because for some reason it counts as breaking the item twice. Whenever you transform an item in a shop, it counts as breaking it, which is not the case in rooms. So like, I'll demonstrate it here. So the Masterpiece Omen scales with every Masterpiece item you break up to 10 times, and it gives you physical damage every time you do it. So I'll do it here. Drop this. We have 1 scale here. That's because of this. This technically broke, even though it only transformed. I don't know how it works or why it works. So we get an extra scale from this, and I'll go ahead and read this here. Attack for 60% for every Masterpiece inscription in possession. Physical attack increases by 50% each time an item with the Masterpiece inscription is destroyed, up to 500 increase. So, for some reason, this counts as being destroyed, but when we break it again, we get another stack. So our goal moving forward is going to be to find, obviously, just Masterpiece items, but finding them in shops is like the more important thing, so we can get maximum value. And now the game is really taunting me and hurting my feelings, which I think means we drop treasure at this point. But it's showing me duel now, which is something I'd love to have access to on this run. So I think I'm going to do that, actually. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. But also don't forget a min-max because, and I guess this is also in the weeds, but with the gold percent gain that we have, what we want to do is, like, if we're going to destroy these 2 items, we want to, first, when we destroy this, we want to have this in our inventory so we get the 50% extra gold from destroying it. And then we can just safely destroy this and be sad about it because we lost our giga gold percent gain and our treasure 4. But our run is now off to the races, hopefully, with this item. It's scaling us into the stratosphere, which means I suppose I can buy courage on the pedestal now, though maybe I shouldn't. In fact, I won't because I want to save my money for the next shop. But we want to get courage back at some point too, so we can amplify this, because right now we don't have courage 2, we only have courage 1. We don't have that 20% amp to make our stats even stronger, which we'll get soon. But for now, we're just going to focus on keeping our money so we can get more Masterpiece items in the next shop. And maybe we'll get lucky and get like Great Sage's Time or something, which is an item I'd actually like to keep on this run, which is a Masterpiece courage item that's actually good. Veteran's gloves are fine. They're not like terrible. But you know, it's more important to me to and also I just realized there's a lot of, I'm not going to read every item on this run, I'm sorry. Like we'll do the slow roll over the items at the end. I always do. Because like if I explained every item, we'd be here forever, and we've already been here quite a while. But like I think it's more important to explain general tips and strategies than just showing every single item in Skul the Hero Slayer, because there's so many. Just know that I'm building a synergy here with Masterpiece and crit items. That's like my central core here, is take these Masterpiece items, especially this, scale my damage up really, really high, and then with that damage, deal item damage to the enemies to the point where they die. And I have quite a few items that are dealing item damage currently. Evil Sword Kyrian being one of them. Veterans Hunter's Boots, which if you see every time I dash, like arrows appear on the enemy, that's the boots that I have. Masterpiece items, very good items. And notice I'm doing it with a magic character. Like, I'm sure if you're familiar with this game, you know that Rockstar deals magic damage, and look how much he's owning. This is what I mean by item damage does not equal Skul damage. Like, you can do this on a magic character and it work, because knowing the damage types in Skul the Hero Slayer is one of those major, you know, opening the inner gates Rock Lee kind of moments, where as soon as you realize that Skul damage does not equal item damage, your world opens up a lot. We're going to continue to take Bone Shard or Skull Room so we can continue getting Bone Shards here. Like I said, the shops are more important for getting Masterpiece items than item rooms, so we can get that double break. But you know, I still want Masterpiece items, and item rooms are still important, but I'm way more locked in on shops right now than I am taking item rooms instead of getting more Bone Shards, because we want to scale up our Arachna Shrines as much as possible. Man, I'm taking way too much damage right before we get to Chimera. Though I'm not really worried about Chimera. Maybe I should be, but I'm just not. I think we're going to destroy her very quickly. If I can get the Rockstar passive up, it's going to be near instant death. We'll see what we can do here. Chimera is not that scary. It's not like there's a lot of thought that goes into this, like in the Lyiana sisters fight. More than anything, just don't underestimate her. But watch this. I guess I didn't do as much as I thought it would, but still did a good amount. I mean, she's not long for this world. Though I should have been more careful. We have to remember we don't have reassembly, so we don't have a cushion to help us here if we die. If I die, I die. It's that simple. Wow. Excellent options, game. Wow. Whoo-wee. Man, I'm being spoiled today. I'm going to take max HP. Thanks, game. That's cool, man. Thanks, dog. Melanophobia, which normally late game Melanophobia is not that good. Here it's going to be good because we have crit items. God, I have to explain so much on this run. There is a glitch in this game called the double kill glitch. It's a little complicated, and even I don't fully understand it. It's very bizarre, but all you need to understand is crit items proc this glitch very easily. It's like items that deal additional damage have the chance to kill an enemy twice, technically. So we can get like multiple kill procs off one Dark Elite and make this Melanophobia scale up very high. And if we get the Invisible Knife, we can actually still make this a decent mixed damage run. Though as of current moment, it's leaning heavily towards a full physical run with Rockstar here to, I guess, demonstrate item damage and Skul damage and all that good stuff. And Rockstar is just a powerful Skul with a powerful kit, so it's like, even though this is not an optimized run for Rockstar, he can still perform very well just because he's strong. Though the real king of this run is definitely going to be Pikeman. We're not even going to look at Arthur, dude. Don't get me started on how I feel about Unknown King. Open the treasure chest, never forgore, even though I forgore all the time. Oh, the shop already? What the fuck? PU. Don't do this to me, game. What are you doing, man? Oh my god, it's doing it to me. Oh, game. Oh, game. Where's my masterpiece, man? Bro. I'm saving my money. There is a blood drinking sword over here, which is good on crit item runs, but we already... Actually, my crit is only 25%, but if I try and awaken this, I think I'm going to die. Because we already lost reassembly. We have to be careful, so I'm just going to play it safe. Good lord. I get the masterpiece omen on this run where I'm trying to show people, you know, run building tips and stuff, and the game doesn't even give me masterpiece. What gives, man? Come on, game. Look at this melanophobia, extra HP. I'm actually genuinely nervous about dying now. I haven't got the double kill glitch yet either. Like the adventurer fight is looming on the horizon, and it's very scary. Thank you, Succubus, for saving my ass there, by the way. I didn't even talk about it too much when I got it, but like in terms of quintessences, I'm a player who very much prefers defensive quints. You will hear endless fellatio towards Orc in the Skul community. You're not going to get that here. I find Orc to be overrated. I do acknowledge its power, but by and large, I think the Skul community gets a little bit too hung up on instant killing bosses and stuff, which is like fun and cool. But if you ask me, all that matters is winning. And defensive quints are just like a little extra, like, it's like a barrier in front of you that if you fuck up and make a mistake, the game will be less punishing. So my favorite quints in the game are Medusa, which is by far my favorite quint in the game. And Succubus is like, if there's a second place, it's Succubus. That's also a great addition to this run. Pretty happy to see it. Now, the question is, what goes? This? That's a lot of damage. Does it matter? Nah, not really. We can get rid of it. We lose treasure, but it is what it is. This is going to help a lot. Like, now I can fight the Act 4 Adventurer by simply dashing from them. And I actually think that's going to come pretty in handy for making sure I can get out of there alive. Gotta be careful about taking accidental damage like that. So be very wary of this little bastard over here. Me and Executioners, we don't get along, okay? Not my my friend in this world, I'll say that much. We don't actually have to worry about dealing direct damage. I guess this is another piece of advice I can give. Let me get out of this room before I give it, though, because I actually want to focus up and not take any extra damage. But I do have a little bit of a min-max hot tip coming in nice and fresh for you as soon as I get the opportunity. Which I think we're there. Okay, min-max hot tip of the day. So in this room, there are these, like, crossbow things, right? Like these right here. If you step on those and kill all of the enemies in front of you with them, it's not technically you killing them. It's like a third entity or whatever. So the game will not count these as you dealing damage. So if you're trying to awaken something like Evil Sword Kyrian or Demonomicon, you want to make sure you directly kill the enemies with your actual skull damage and item damage rather than using like any kind of non-skull entity, because you will miss your opportunity to farm kills. So in a room like that, you definitely want to be able to farm up items like that. This guy's not that bad. I'm still going to lock in really hard here because he does have certain attacks that will be super deadly if I let him do them. And I'm not, you know, I don't want to die here. Like I said, I really like this run in terms of my commentary and explaining things to people, so I don't want to lose it. So I'm going to completely lock the fuck in. Alright, we got past the scary stuff. Though, I guess he can still cast the orbs. That's like the really scary thing he can do. Alright, beautiful. So the thing you have to worry about against this guy in particular is especially the orbs when he like casts the orbs at you. He summons 3 of them at once, and if you get caught in the intersection of those orbs, they will all hit you and deal damage to you all at once, and it just shreds your HP. So be extremely cautious. I think we're past the point of like true terrifying aspects of this run though. We just maxed our skill cooldown and attack speed Arachna Shrine, and now we can start really getting our max HP up. And, you know, we already lost reassembly, but having 281 max HP, you know, it's like, if I'm gonna, you know, have to, and we're gonna lose that max HP as we continue through here because, you know, the core quartz and ambition or whatever. But, like, having a high max HP is, like, it's at least somewhat close to having, like, a reassembly. So I'm prioritizing that even over my damage scaling because I just want to live. What can I say? So yeah. And also, here's the remaining one. I can give a little bit of a min-max tip here as well. When it comes to the remaining one, if I ever see this guy in Act 1, I leave him in his cage, and the reason is because if you release him later in a run, he has a higher chance to drop like a rare or unique or a legendary skull here. Please don't dupe. Don't dupe. Don't even think about it. I would actually turn it down here. Oh my god, I have to turn this down. Like, I actually have to turn this down. This is... Oh! Why is this happening now? Oh my god, bro. Slash me dives head first in... Okay, you know what? I gotta be careful with my words here. I'm just gonna leave. That... I have hexed myself. Like, that's the thing. This is supposed to be an explanatory run. Now no one in the comments is going to talk about anything but that, especially, like, the old heads. Because, like, the old heads are just bearing with it. Because people who have been watching me long enough already know how to build skull runs and win them. But, like, this run's more for the new players, so they're going to be a little confused. That is one of the rarest things in Skul the Hero Slayer is getting skull dupes. And I always tell people I will never skip a skull dupe. But this run is just different because I'm trying to explain stuff to new players, and if I were to like do that now, I would basically be throwing the run away and killing myself. So that's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, yeah, man, I've been begging for a dupe for months. Anyway. Alright, let's talk about building skull runs again. You got the Thieves' Blacksteel Daggers here, which are very tempting. We're getting near the end of this run, which means it's going to be all about killing bosses moving forward, which means the Thieves' Blacksteel Daggers are not going to be as important anymore. We have a very low crit rate. This won't matter once we get the Tibia, which we'll talk about when we get there. But for the Dark Skull fight, having less crit percent is going to be pretty not great. So I think what I'm going to do here is get rid of this and pick this up. This will give me rapidity for one, which I don't care that much about. But more importantly, it gives me 40% crit rate, which will have 50 now, which is acceptable. We'll take it. I'm going to try and not focus on skipping the dupe moving forward, but I'm not happy. And also, I'm unhappy that the game would even have the audacity to offer me the dupe there. But like I said, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to think about it. It didn't happen. Commoners, don't fucking yell at me for skipping the dupe. You have to understand, okay? We're here for a different purpose today. Alright, so this should be the room before the shop. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, never mind. Oh, masterpiece. Thank God I noticed it. Though, as you'll see here, we didn't get a stack there. We're only at 3 still. If this was in a shop, we would be at 4 right now, so. It's, it is, you know, it is what it is. Like, hopefully the shop is kind to me, but I don't think this... Oh! I don't think this run is about being kind across the board. I think this is a run about being as mean as possible. To poor old me, who's just trying to be helpful and help new players. Little old me. What did I do? What What did I do to deserve this? At least we have 10k here. Oh, there's a masterpiece. Alright, let's see if we can get lucky in this last stretch here. Get, like, our masterpiece omen skilled up pretty high. What's this? Soren? Garbage. Come on, masterpiece me up. Yeah! Oh, that's double. Alright, we're at 9 officially, which is nice. Not too bad, though. Look at our pedestals; they're nothing. So let's fix that. Courage for sure. Now look at our physical damage value: 1686. Pretty good. Which you're gonna see a huge transformation, and even from where we were in the before we got into the shop to now, like we are enormously stronger than we were, like to a point of kind of just it being insane. And also, we're done skilling our Arachna Shrine completely, so moving forward, even though I think this might be the last room, I'll be taking only item and money rooms, because we don't need any more bone shards. We max skilled. And now I can stop complaining a little bit, because the run's being a little nice to me here at the end. I'll say that much, despite what it did to me earlier. The run was being a complete dickhead earlier, and I'm not going to forget that, Skul. I'm not. I don't let things go easily. I'm not letting that go. Only 9 melanophobia, too, which is unfortunate. But, I don't know. 100 damage percent, basically 90. I won't round up. 90 damage percent extra is fine. I don't think there's a curse that would be helping me more. Probably the Withered Hand would have been better, though. In fact, it absolutely would have. But I couldn't have known that at the time, so I don't really regret not taking it. But as you can see, we're at the point now where we're destroying the enemy extremely fast. Like, we are strong. Oh, she's dead. I actually got a band activated at the right time. What a niche. Give me a masterpiece item so we can max scale. Yeah, well, you can't win them all. No good item here, that's fine. Harubong would have been interesting, but we already have Succubus. No Medusa this episode, which makes me sad. Yeah, we didn't get anything offered here. We're not going to send this up to full scale because this would take away damage from me due to ambition. 16 scale ambition's pretty nice. I'll accept it. And now we almost nearly perfectly max scale this. We're only, I think, 1 over. So we're going to get 100 damage percent extra from this now. And we are only 1 skull room over, which is great for me. I'm happy about that. 1794. What's our enhanced inscription? Oh, I guess we're taking the apple here. That's fine. We don't really have an enhanced inscription because Masterpiece doesn't enhance, unfortunately. So it's like, you know, we're kind of hung out to dry there, but that's fine. The apple's perfectly acceptable. And there's our max scale. Do I want to do this instead of buying an inscription? Because it's only 50 damage percent versus execute, which I think is better. Can I do both? I don't think so. Definitely not. Because it's 2200. This is 3250. We're going to be at like 1100. This sells for like 500 or something like that. It does transform and break for extra money, but we don't have gold percent gain. So it really is a matter of me deciding if I want to max scale my Omen or if I want to buy Execute or Misfortune or something. Or Arms, but I'm probably going to buy Execute. We'll buy Execute. It works. Execute's going to be good here. Max scaling this is not that important at all. And here's my kit, and this is the part, you know, I do this every episode, so nothing changes here. If you don't know what an item does, you can pause the video and read what an item does, and you'll learn from it. So here I go. Something I wish I explained better at the time that I'll explain now is when I got these two items, I didn't really explain it all that well. I took these items because of the inscription duel, which is an inscription that amplifies damage on a specific enemy. Leaves a mark on enemies with wait, that's execute. Damage is amplified by 1.5 when attacking an enemy, stacks up to 15. This effect can only be applied to one enemy at a time. So just having duel here, even just duel 2 is really nice. I kind of wish we could have gone duel plus, but that's fine. But duel is a really, really powerful enhancing inscription, or amplifying inscription, I should say. That if you have high damage increase, then having duel even just there to help is really powerful. And these are both dual items that increase your damage on top of the inscription amplifying it further. So these are two of the best dual items, and they're really good items across the board. This kit's great. I didn't say it at the time, but it is. We definitely can win this. It's just a matter of execution on my part. I will do my best. But this is already a run that I can upload, so you know, even if I die here, there's a lot to be learned for a new player. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the experience and learn something. And also, old heads, do, if you guys yell at me, I'm gonna cry. Okay, I will actually fucking cry. I will upload a video of me fucking boo-hooing, like bawling, like scream crying into the microphone. And I won't even be playing Skul the Hero Slayer. It's gonna be like a blank black background of me scream crying into the microphone, and you guys will have to have that on your conscience if the old heads make fun of me for having to skip a do. So just want to make that clear. Don't do it. So I know I'm going through this fight very quickly. To do a fight explanation of like how I do these fights would take a video in and of itself. It's a lot to explain. Maybe one day I'll do like a boss guide. I've thought about it in the past, but I hate prepared content. I just do. I hate it. I just like going off the cuff commentary. That's like my style. But you know, if there's enough demand for it, I would do it, I guess. No promises. Like I've even tried doing it before and I gave up because like I was like doing like fancy video editing with it, and it was just a soul-numbing experience for me. Oh, wait, how'd that happen? Wait, no, stop. Stop. I'm trying to swap the skills back to where they were, and it's being a pain in the ass. What? Dude. Okay, we're good. Okay, I don't like you, Mr. Meatball. If you could... Ooh, okay, I got a little tripped up there. I thought I was in trouble, but we're good. Thank God we're strong. Alright, so we move on to Act 4. Or Act 6. I'm 2 acts behind, mentally. Mentally, I'm in Act 2. Send me up, sir. Let's make this run count. So we're getting the apple here. I'll read it for you guys. This is when you don't have an enhanced inscription. The game will give you this instead, and it's valid, though it's way better if you're doing a mixed damage run. 100 damage in both directions, attack speed by 40, max HP by 50, which puts me well above 300. Which is solid, you know, it's basically like having another reassembly, although not actually, but still, we'll look at it like that, because we're coping. And yeah, we got nice damage, we got everything you need to win a Skul run here, so let's just bring it home and get a freaking W. So, here's the big boy, for a lot of people, very scary fight. For me, kind of just the usual. Hello, sir. Just treat him with some respect, you know. A little bit of respect for our dog, even though I usually disrespect him fully. There's that. Unstoppable. I should have waited, but that's fine. Ease. Nothing to it. Now, here's the part. Like, I don't care nothing about balance form. Power form is the make or break. This guy is a bastard. So... I will go into serious mode here and treat him with respect. Now, I will give a couple tips here. Something I like to do here is if you send him over max half his HP here, he will do his ultimate attack, which is the one where he like goes completely invincible and swaps between the different forms. If you just slightly keep him above half, you can prevent that from happening, and it's something I like to do unless I'm confident I can kill him quick enough. Oh, he got me. Ooh, okay. Just don't go into... Okay. No ultimate, so we're fine. Normally I don't get got by that, but I did there in the advice video, which is pretty funny. This run is cursed and also blessed. But as you can see, we're just destroying him. He's cooked. Speed form is definitely the easiest form by a lot. He's like so predictable and easy. It doesn't seem that way at first, but like he is nothing. What it comes down to once you know what you're doing in this fight is, well, does power form hit you and does he instantly kill you? That's like what you have to worry about. Anyway, we beat Dark Skull and look at all these beautiful items we have to choose from. No, 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 yes. It's always Tibia. Tibia is the be-all, end-all, okay? None of these other items exist. This is the only one that exists. Envious Tibia. Gains envy in proportion to the distance traveled. Generates murderous intent. Oh, dude, these fucking terms are so useless. Upon attacking an enemy, when envy reaches its maximum value, dealing damage according to the higher power between physical and magic attack. For 5 seconds, none of this stuff matters. Just X, 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 X. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? This matters. For 5 seconds, all attacks upon an enemy hit by murderous intent are critical hits. So, this is worded so confusingly. Basically, you take this, and then you start moving. You see, I'm moving around, and this number's going up. Once this gets to 50, you apply a debuff to the enemy, and when you apply that debuff to the enemy, they now, every hit dealt to them is critical hit, and this includes quintessences and items. And quintessences, whatever, items, huge. Because now, not only are you dealing crits constantly, which means this item is constantly activating, this item is now also dealing crit damage. So, just insane damage amplification. It's astronomical. It's incalculable. And also this as well. But, like, your crit items are now critting. That's, like, the big meme. Like, the amount of value you get from the Envious Tibia on the average well-built Skull run is indescribable. It's insane. This is, like, such a powerful thing that the fact that it exists is kind of, like, ridiculous. I don't know why the devs were like, oh, yeah, wow, that's fair and balanced in this game, actually. That, you know, just, I guess in their mind, they're like, they only get it for one fight. Who cares? But it trivializes Alexander as long as you are careful. Like, obviously, he can still kill you. He's Alexander. He's not easy. But, oh, wait, we fucked up the min-max. Which I won't get into. That's, like, super in the weeds. But basically, I applied the debuff early and wasn't able to deal as much damage as I wanted to as quickly as I wanted to, but it's fine. We only got hurt a little bit there. We're just chilling. Though if I take too much damage, it does make this fight a little scary, so I will try and lock in. But basically, going forward, the whole thing I'm going to want to be doing here is dealing... I want to kill these guys as fast as possible so we can avoid the scary attacks. Okay, so he has it. We're going to go kill him. I put the succubus on him so I can very safely and easily kill him. But now we don't have succubus, so it was maybe a little preemptive of me, because now I'm like over here and I'm dodging actually and not just killing him. But we're fine. Now it's just a matter of killing this part of the fight as quickly as possible, which is way easier than killing the fist quickly because it has less HP. And we're pretty much getting out here guaranteed because we have the succubus up. Like, this third phase, Alexander can't really kill me, even if he tries, as long as I'm... Like, I guess he could kill me, is conceivable, but, like, I know what I'm doing. I think I can get us out of here completely scot-free. The Succubus is just, like, the leverage I have on top of it all. I'd say guaranteed victory for me right now. Though, I guess we don't have Tibia up. That's a little annoying. So, like, as you can see, I'm just running around right now. I'm not, like, trying to deal damage to him. I'm just trying to get the Tibia debuff up so I can kill him nearly instantly. And there you have it. GG's. That's a Skul run for you. Skul the Hero Slayer. We slayed the hero and win the day. Maybe we get the Succubus in the victory screen. We sure did. Now that's a butt. GG's. Yeah, man. Master Beast Soulman ended up getting actually built pretty strongly at the end, at the last shop. You know, it was not looking too good for a while, but we just got really lucky in that last shop. Just overall, really great demonstration for, like, run building for new players, I guess. Really what matters the most here is showing crit items, because, like I say all the time, this is the strongest archetype in the game. It is the most consistent archetype in the game, and we didn't even get a consistent version of it here. We got Bloody Crown of Thorns. This is, like, the least consistent version of crit items, but we still got it. Didn't even see an invisible knife. Didn't matter, because we got Bloody Crown of Thorns, and that's all that. That's really all that matters here. Everything else here is just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to discount the role that Veterans Boots played here. They're really good. Same with Evil Sword Kyrian. And the dual stuff here is nice. This is, like, the only item I don't like here. Obviously, the heavyweight champion here is this. And the Black Steel Daggers are just there to make this more consistent before we get to Tibia time, where crit percent doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the run and learned something. I am going to go cry myself to sleep for having to skip a dupe prisoner, but also it was way late in the run anyway, so it's, like, stupid that the game even felt the audacity to do that to me. But you know, it did it, so I can't take it back. It happened. That it's on camera for all to see. But like I said, I will cry myself to sleep. I will scream on camera if you guys decide to make fun of me. So don't do it. But, like, hopefully the new players learned something, and hopefully the old players at least enjoyed the commentary. So that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.